Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. I just realized I have no idea what the date is. I do this every time. I think this is the 26th. So we'll say this reading is for Wednesday and Thursday, the 27th and 28th of April. Because I forgot to look and it's Mercury retrograde and it's messing with me. Seriously. And the moon's in Cancer tonight, so I'm kind of emotional. We got a lot of stuff going on in the sky. Most of it's in Taurus. We've got Mercury conjunct Venus, conjunct Uranus, all in Taurus, around 15 to 18 degrees. And then the sun is conjunct the north nodes in Taurus. And I forgot to write down the degree, but I think it's close to that, actually. So, bunch of Earth action going on. But we do have Venus in Gemini. And I think that might be reflected in the reading, but I'm going to read a quick quote first. This is from the same guy I quoted last time, William Sebrans, S-E-B-R-A-N-S. I don't know who he is, but he said this, and I found it interesting. He said, "Truth without beauty is a soulless, tattered flag, rallying no one and nothing real. Beauty without truth is a cracked, hollow vessel, a decorative container for gilded dung." There, now how many times do you get to say gilded dung in a sentence? Not very often. Okay, so I don't know. I sat down, I was going to do the Celtic cross, and then suddenly my hand went for the fairy cards, and they just came out. So, in fact, there's two more waiting in the wings that popped out. So, we're going to go with them because that's what came out. So we start out with the Elven Knight. I love these cards. I think they are beautiful. They look like this on the back, the Heart of the Fairy Oracle. So the Elven Knight is a really interesting card because this is like, you can see the fire coming down, the purple fire. It's like intention and motivation. It sparks you to go into a situation where you kind of feel called into it. And it's kind of a leadership card. But it can also be, depending on the situation, it can also be like yearning for things that you can't have, like, grasping for things that are sort of like fairy. They're not quite real, they're not quite solid. And we have so much Taurus energy right now that I'm surprised. But then I realized that Venus is in Gemini. And that's, to me, Gemini is kind of a scattered energy, and Venus rules our relationships and what we love. And so I'm feeling like this might be a romance reading, even though I didn't really have that in mind when I sat down, just because these cards look very more like Gemini than Taurus to me. So I'm saying if there's a relationship involved here, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it could just be friends, it could be with anybody. I feel like there's a bit of a either someone pushing or you pushing someone. I always feel like the Elven Knight's a bit pushy, and it can also be like empty words, empty promises, just a bit. And then we get Tink, which is one of my favorite cards. I love her. Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. And she's all about standing up for yourself and drawing your boundaries and not letting people transgress your boundaries. But since Venus is in Gemini, and I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I'm feeling like you could be the one who's being a bit bossy and maybe not listening carefully enough. It could go either way. Either someone is pushing you around and you need to stand up for yourself, or you're being a little bit bossy and maybe you need to calm it down just a bit. And I'm just feeling like it could go either way here. Okay, and then I get this is a really interesting card. It's called the Question. And it's kind of complicated, okay? It's the little boy. He's looking up at this like waterfall that's falling off the head of this tree ogre, whatever it is. And then this other creature's walking away. And every time I see this card, and you can see the water down at the bottom on both sides falling away, the water's like the answer to me. And there's a rainbow. But this card means that the question is more important than the answer. So if you're looking for something right now, it's less important for you to get what you want than it is for you to sit down and contemplate why it is you want it so badly, because the question will lead you to the answer more than the answer will satisfy you, if that makes any sense. So if there's something, you know, and when we get the elven night, as I said, this can be a yearning for something that's just like a wild hare that's leading you off into fairyland, and you're not sure why, and you just suddenly you need to have this thing. You might ask yourself, why do I feel like I want that so badly right now? Because the question is all about what it says, the question, why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I need this right now? And then as I was setting the cards down, I thought I was done, and these two cards literally just sort of fell out, and they're very, very similar. We get the Messenger, okay, which I kind of associate with Mercury, who, as I said, is right now is conjunct the Sun and Uranus. And of course, Uranus is all about sudden insights and revelations and things changing and messages coming in from the collective. And Venus and Gemini. Gemini rules communication, more personal than collective. So like your neighbors, siblings, could be even friends. And then we get the Juggler, and also this can be, let me finish this one. This can be gossip too. This can be like messages flying back and forth until you're like over messaged, and you could be telling people things that perhaps you shouldn't be about other people, or they can be telling you stuff and maybe you shouldn't believe it, because it can sometimes be like not very nice gossip about people. And it came out with, oh, I hear someone behind me again. There's no one there. It came out with the Juggler, which is interesting because this reminds me of Gemini energy too, because Geminis are really good at doing multiple things at once or having multiple talents. And when I get the Juggler, it's about just literally what it looks like. It's like you've got too many things going on and you're just scattered. Your energy is not focused, it's scattered. And I'm feeling like tonight, since I got it with the Messenger, I'm feeling like it's scattered verbal or written energy. So you're contacting too many people, and maybe it's not even your fault. Maybe there's just messages flying in and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just turn off my phone and curl up. You know, when I want to calm down, I always pretend that I'm lying inside a hollow tree on the ground, like I'm an animal. I've done that all my life, and it makes me feel better. In real life, I'd be terrified that a spider would get on me. I'm not afraid of bears, but I'm afraid of spiders. That makes sense. So anyway, so we've got a lot of communication energy. And again, you know, it's time to ask yourself why. Like, why am I searching for this? Whatever you're searching for or looking for or yearning for, with the Elven Night, we get yearning. Ask yourself why. And then make sure you're standing up for yourself, and make sure you're not transgressing other people's boundaries. Okay, I don't really know that we need to clarify that, but let's just take, you know what, I just had a feeling one of these, I thought peace was going to come out. I got breathe. Yeah, it's time to slow down. We're doing too much. You're doing too many things, or you're overdoing something, and it's time to slow down. We got all that energy in Taurus telling us to slow down. But with that Venus and Gemini, it's tempting to have all these messages coming in. And you might have, you know, like 10 friends call you at once or message you or whatever. So the message we get is breathe. I think that's great. I'm going to pull one animal spirit card just because I love the animals. Let's see, who did I see? Today I saw 2 blackbirds attack a squirrel. They didn't attack him. They just, you know, kind of they did. And actually I was kind of rude, because the squirrels are mean and they always eat the bird food. And so, you know, they're kind of rude. So it was kind of funny to see, actually. Okay. Groundhog spirit. I mean, the squirrel wasn't hurt. He was just startled. He looked up like, seriously? Someone's going to attack me for once? Groundhog spirit. Time to let go. Really? Okay. Maybe it's time to let go of all those things you're doing. This one wants to come out too. I've never had this one. Pig spirit. Use your mind wisely. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the Venus and Gemini. Gemini's your thoughts. Definitely use your mind wisely and use your time wisely. Time to let go. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to let go of something huge, but just let it out. Breathe out. Feels good. Okay. I hope I got the dates kind of close. And thank you for listening. And please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And I love to read your comments. Thank you. And I will talk to you next time. Good night.